Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you Why Is This Thing All Funky? Hang on. There we go. Bringing you our draft recap for Mount Silver. We're in the West Conference, so Mount Silver has like 8 or 9 divisions, I think, in it. And we intermingle with the divisions and all that. But I got put in Mount Silver West based on time zone. By the way, we are rocking the Charizards. Beartix fans, you're the next league we do. Don't worry about it. Charizards fans, your merch, link in the description down below. There's also Corviknights, Beartix, all sorts of stuff if you want to check that out. Anyways, so Mount Silver is run by Johnson. They are similar to how LDL and LTPL and LMC and SS are partnered with WG. Mount Silver is partnered with NCL and a couple of other leagues that I don't know of off the top of my head. But Johnson invited me into Mount Silver after NCL and said, hey, apply. I think you'd make a good coach, which really stunned me, but I decided to join in. I need this pulled up in another tab. I forgot to pull the doc up. But it is full Nat Dex, except no Mega Pokemon. The Megas were still snapped. It's points based with 110 points. You get 9 to 11 Mons. Pretty much no Z Crystals, no Dynamaxing, no Gigantamaxing. Pretty much standard rules outside of that. Deleted moves from Sword and Shield are banned, so no Pursuit, no Hidden Power, no Return. We do get post-home movesets for Gen 1 through 7, and all hidden abilities for Gen 8 Mons are available, so you can use, like, Rillaboom and all that. But where is my Mount Silver West Conference? That's not what I need. Draft D. Anyways, we had draft boards of 8, or draft, it's on the master roster page. Sorry, I'm getting used to this new doc. That's the problem. So it was draft pools of 8, which meant some very broken teams were formed. I unfortunately ended up with 7th pick, so I was second to the end, basically sitting on a wheel, pretty much. So I missed a lot of the really good stuff. The first 3 picks were Cinderace, Galarian, Darmanitan, and Dragapult. Dragapult was what I was aiming at. It didn't make it out of the top 3. Sandforce or Sheerforce Landois was allowed as well. You can obviously guess that didn't make it very far. Coco got taken 1 pick before me. I thought, okay, new gen, I might actually get to use Coco for once, but no, alas, Coco was gone. So I went and picked up a relatively new favorite of mine. Jake and I used it in BRL versus LDL, but I wanted to actually use it solo, try it out. So we picked up Big Daddy Zygarde. It is Aura Break. It does not get to go to full. That's still banned, obviously. But I do like Zygarde. Dragon Ground type. 2 very hard-hitting stabs. Yes, it's quad weak to ice typing, but with the right team built around it, it can handle the ice typing no problem at all. Hits like a freaking truck. I love the Banded set, the D-Dance set. I saw Photon using a special set. So I'm really, really excited to actually get my hands on Zygarde this time and run it more my style. Like, again, I have nothing against Jake at all. He's like my best friend, and how we battled and all that. We just have 2 different view styles. So he wanted to use Zygarde one way, I wanted to use it the other way. And that was part of our team-up problem that we'll have to work through in the future. But I'm ready to try Zygarde. I am a Dragon Master after all. Like, most of you know that Dragon types are probably the strongest typing for me. Mega Garchomp's in my top 10. I think Hydreigon's still in the top 20. Megachomp at 3. Megazard at 8. Goodra at 7. Megamence at 12. Hydreigon at 13. Kyurem Black is 18. So And then, yeah, that's it for the top 20. 6 of my top 20 are dragon types. So, I fully expect to do extremely well with Zygarde here. Depending on how the rest of this team plays out. So, going into round 2, again, I went for another classic. I know people are going to roast me for it because this thing has now become essentially Zeraora and Alola Ninetales and Talonflame. You know, the mons that, hey, Zach's going to draft this. You know he's going to draft this because Zach always drafts this. It's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But I ended up drafting Manaphy. And I knew I was going to draft Manaphy. I had every intention of drafting Manaphy in Mount Silver. It was originally I was going to draft it in APA, but then APA shrunk from that deck, so I was like, okay, I'm not drafting Manaphy there, but it's coming to Mount Silver. You guys know I love Manaphy. Even without the Z Crystal, I still think it can hit like a truck. I still think it's going to be a powerhouse to deal with. It gives me a nice fat ice resist for Zygarde as well. So, I couldn't let this thing get out of round 2. I was just afraid that it was going to get sniped, and unfortunately it cost me another Mon, so... But we'll talk about that. First off, Melmetal got taken round 1, right before the Coco pick was Melmetal. That was a steel type I was really looking at. Sniped. Then Corviknight got taken. Yes, I know I have Corviknight in another league, but I was going to try and run Corviknight. That also got sniped. But Manaphy here is looking really, really nice. I really love this pairing of Zygarde Manaphy. I can't wait to just drop some offensive fireballs with it. But then, coming into round 3, Rillaboom. The same person that sniped me on Melmetal sniped me on Rillaboom. They grabbed Rillaboom. I wanted Rillaboom so bad, A, because new Mon, I really love Rillaboom. Base 85 speed stat was beautiful. My plans for later down the draft, having Grassy Surge to take out ground type, or weaken ground type, is great. I didn't want to draft Bulu because Bulu's still trash this generation. And friggin' Melmetal guy takes Rillaboom. So now I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do? Because I was doing this without the front office's help until this point, and then when I got to this point, I was like, well, I'm fucked. Huff, come help me. So I immediately went to Huff, and he and I started working this thing out. And instead of going for Bulu or any other Grassy Surge Mon, of course this thing's going to do that, we went and grabbed Tangrowth, which is a Mon that I've never used before. I know it can run both physical and special. Like a Power Whip Earthquake knockoff set or the special set. It can be very, very annoying with Leech Seed. No hidden power does weaken the special sets just a little bit. But it's still a good start to a regen core if I wanted to go that route. 65 base speed, something like that. Just pull up my prep doc here because it'll tell me. Again, new Mon, I don't know its speed stat. Tangrowth is base 50 speed stat. But still, that's not bad. It's a defensive, my Fizz Def is super, super amazing on this team. My Spadef is not the greatest, and you'll see that as we carry through the team, that I'm good on the physical side. On the special side, I'm very, very, very lacking. I need a special wall that I'll have to go look into potentially getting at some point. But yeah, Tangrowth. I'm super, super excited to try this thing out. I don't use a lot of grass types, so getting a grass type to me is kind of cool. I wish it was Rillaboom, but it is what it is. So, coming into round 4, so we're now, by the way, Chicago Bearticks are in this league. They're the 14th Doctor, which you might remember from APA Infinity. They were 8th pick, so it went Charizard, Bearticks, Charizards. It was really cool. I can't wait. And there's also there's 3 Chicago teams in my division. There's the Grand Bulls for the Chicago Bulls, Charizards, which is, I guess, the Chicago Fire, the soccer team, and obviously the Bearticks for the Bears. So it's going to be really fun. You're going to see a lot of Chicago face-offs, crosstown face-offs, but anyways. So we get through his 2 picks. He didn't snipe me. And we get another new Mon, and a Mon that I've been really, really excited to try. And I do apologize because the sprite's going to look terrible because I don't have the official artwork. And this is the biggest sprite I could find, and then I had to blow it up. But I got Toxtricity, and now you can kind of see why Grassy Surge and Rillaboom was kind of necessary because I got a 4x weak Mon to ground types. It's not my only 4x weak to ground type either. So, but Toxtricity is a really, really cool Mon. There's a Shift Gear set. Even though you're usually running special on this thing, you run Shift Gear to get the speed because base 74 speed stat is a little bit slow for something that is so hard hitting like this. 75 speed stat, my mistake. Base 75 speed stat. So it's just a little slow for something to hit pretty hard, but I do love it. It's a spec set, does amazing. A scarf set is viable. There's Punk Rock Throat Spray. Overdrive is super, super strong. Boom Burst, Sludge Wave. It does pivot with Volt Switch. If I wanted to run a physical set, I could, because it does have a physical move pool that is decent. It's just base 98 attack versus base 114 attack. It hits really, really hard, and I've loved using it in my Shield Let's Play. I love this Mon from the very first sighting of it. So I cannot wait to unleash this in a league. It's not my normal electric type. It's not a fast electric type. It's not a Volt Switcher. Or not a Volt Absorber. So I'm branching out from that comfort zone in my electric types. But we'll see, because I generally do decent with electric types. Well, I generally do decent with Zeraora, so... and Mega Main. So we'll see here. But going into round 5 here, just looking at the rest of round 4 to see if anything I wanted got sniped. No, coming into round 5... round 5, I was not sniped in round 5, luckily. We did pick off Swellow. Now, Swellow is another one of those Mons that I've been dying to try. For several generations, I was on a Talonflame kick there for a long time. I never had a chance to pick off Swellow. I didn't want to use Talonflame this time. I even said it was going on the bench after NCL and LDL versus BRL. So I grabbed Swellow, another personal favorite of mine. Never used it, but it's base 125 speed, so it is the fastest Mon on our team. Gets us some of that high-end speed that I'm always looking for, because you guys know I tend to play faster teams. It's got multiple different sets it can run, like Guts Flame Orb set, that just hits super, super hard. There's also the Scrappy special set with Boom Burst, and I've done some calcs already, just in anticipation for how the season might go. A Choice Specs Boom Burst off of Swellow does about 80% to a Dragapult, which is huge. That's massive amounts of damage. Or if you run the Scarf set, it does a little less, but it's faster than Dragapult then, because Dragapult's just stupidly fast. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to using Swellow. I think it's going to be similar to Talonflame, where it's just like an offensive nightmare for my opponents to have to deal with. But then, like, they also have to see which set do I bring. Am I bringing Scrappy Boom Burst? Am I bringing Scrappy Facade and trying to pick off a poison instead of a burn? What am I doing? So I've got some shenanigans with Swellow planned out. They should be really, really fun. Going into round 8, which, by the way, we are approaching, round 6. Rotom Heat, Sylveon were the wheels, didn't affect me. This was a personal request of Huff's. He's been after me for probably 4 months now to draft this Mon. So I drafted Aromatisse. Do I necessarily think it's a great Mon? no, and I apologize to Huff in advance, but I'm going to trust Huff because Huff hasn't steered me wrong in the past. I'm going to try it. It's a Wish Passer. It's a Cleric with, I believe, Aromatherapy and Heal Bell. Yes, it is. It does have decent SPDEF stat at 99, 100 HP. It's not the bulkiest thing in the world, but it is decent. It has Aroma Veil, which prevents it from being like nasty or taunted, encored, that sort of thing. So I can use it to set screens, which could be really, really helpful in getting Manaphy and Zygarde set up. If I put screens up, I can Wish Pass into them. I can set up Nasty Plot with an offensive Moonblast Trick Room set type of situation. Aromatisse just has some very interesting sets, interesting move pool. So I'm willing to give it a try. It's more of a defensive fairy type, which is not normal for me, but we'll see. We'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But if it does work, then it does work. So if that makes any sense whatsoever. So definitely looking forward to it. And then, like, this is where, after the Swallow pick, this is where the draft kind of just went funky on me because of the fact that I had lost Rillaboom. My original plans got all sorts of jumbled up and all that, because I was going to take, instead of Aromatisse, I was going to take Grimmsnarl or another fairy type, one of the new mons, because I'm trying to mix in new mons that I haven't used from old gens, plus new mons from this gen, and it just didn't work out. Speed's tiers were getting all sorts of messed up, because I was going to grab Azelf as a Psychic type with Levitate to kind of help my ground issue, and this and that, and this is just where the plan went off the rails. But I'm looking through here, round 6 into round 7. I don't think I got sniped. I did not get sniped. So, going into round 7, we picked off Alolan Persian. Base 116 and 15 speed stat, so there it kind of slips in between Swellow and my base, like, 100s that I need to get still in Manaphy. It does pivot with Parting Shot. Fur Coat is a great ability. Does set up with Nasty Plot potential. Even without Z Hypnosis, it's a pretty decent mon. Not the greatest stat line outside of its speed, but it'll do some work for me. It'll do some work for me. It can be pretty decent. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it at least gives me a speed stat and a dark type, which was something that I was missing, because without Pursuit, dark types are going to become more of a premium to deal with ghost types, as well as your own ghost type. So, but yeah, we picked off Alolan Persian. Coming back on the wheel, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my last 3 picks, and Huff wasn't around at the time, so I was like, well, I need to just grab this thing before somebody else does. I need my Steel type, I need my Fighting type. It is not a mon that I have particularly enjoyed very much in the past, but again, Huff has had very good things to say about it. He's enjoyed it, so I'm going to trust in Huff and see how we do with it. But we picked up Cobalion here. Steel Fighting type. It's a mixed attacker. It can run physical, special, or mixed sets. If you'll notice, I am very, very special. Like Manaphy, Toxtricity, Aromatisse, Alolan Persian, all run on Cobalion runs special half the time. Like, its attack and special attack are basically the same, but so I kind of have to lean on Cobalion to be physical a little bit. Swellow's going to have to be physical at times. Tangrowth goes either ways. Zygarde's definitely physical, but grab Cobalion here. It does set Stealth Rock. How often I use it for Stealth Rock, I don't know. 108 speed stat was right where I needed it. It does have, I mean, there's the weakness policy set. There's the, with rock polish, there's double dance sets. There's, I believe, a Calm Mind set, because I think it gets Calm Mind if I remember correctly. Might be wrong on that, but we'll see. It does continue to feed my ground problem, though, with Tangrowth, Manaphy, and Swellow really being my resists and counters to ground typing. I have Toxtricity and Cobalion now that do not appreciate it. Not particularly thrilled about fighting types either at this point, so yeah. And then these last 3 picks, we're like, okay, Swellow's our defogger. Where's the rest of our removal? We were looking for Ice, Psychic, Rock, Ghost, and Bug typings to try and see if we could fit those in. We needed an Ice resist. We were trying to find Fighting resist. We were trying to do this and that and this and that. And at one point we were going to draft Solrock. At one point we were going to draft Cryogonal. At one point we were going to draft... I think we were originally planned to draft Cryogonal, Solrock was the plan. But that kind of got shit on because after I took Cobalion, literally the next pick was Cryogonal. So that hurt. And then right after Cryogonal went down, coming back on the wheel round 9, Avalugg went down. So both low-tier ice spinners got taken. And at this point, Huff and I are just like, what do we do? And he was like, well, what about this next mon? And again, it's a new mon. I don't have its official artwork yet. I'm hoping those are out ASAP. I'm hoping we get sprites out ASAP. But we grabbed Galarian Mr. Mime, base 100 speed. It rapid spins. It's an ice resist, albeit not the greatest one. It is an ice type. Basically, it gets screen clear, which means if my opponent sets up screens, I can clear those out by bringing it in. It is Technician as well. I don't know how often I'll use Technician, but I don't know. It's here. How often it comes, I don't know. We'll see. These last 3 picks are mons that I'm going to go back and look and be like, do I really need these, or can I make some changes to my draft? So, but it's Galarian Mr. Mime, Ice Psychic type. Nasty Plot Rapid Spin could be kind of clean, but I don't know. I don't really have much to say on Galarian Mr. Mime because I just don't. Next up, we picked up Colossal, another new mon, and now you see why Colossal was in the original plan. Now you can really see why I needed Grassy Surge, why I needed Rillaboom so bad. Colossal's base 30 speed, like the bottom end of my speed tiers are all messed up, but it's a rock fire type. It does have flash fire, so I can resist fire type, or get fire type hit boosts. Steam Engine is also a pretty clean ability, because while it's only base 30, it shoots to +6 speed if I take a fire type or a water type hit. Obviously, being 4 times weak to water and 4 times weak to ground, I don't really want to take a water type hit. Colossal does get burn up, though, so I could run like a sashed burn up set, take the water type hit, get to +6 speed, lose my fire typing, and hopefully be fast enough that I can put some damage in before Colossal goes down. Does get rapid spin. This thing gets so many different ways to boost its speed, it's not even funny. It's also base 120 defense, so that gives me 3 mons over base 120 on the defensive side. It can run mixed. It does have the move pool for it. Its stats are basically the same, so you could run physical, you could run special Colossal. Not a lot of special rock type moves though, so I think Ancient Power is like the top of its list, but we'll see. We'll see how Colossal goes. I'm excited to use it. I wish it wasn't on the same team as Toxtricity without a Grassy Surger, but you know, shit happens. So we'll see. It's a stealth rocker. It also has spikes, so if I want to run a more defensive set, I could spike and rock if need be, just to get that chip that's necessary. But yeah, so there's Colossal, and the last mon that we ended up picking up was Kamala. So our last 3 Mons are all 3 spinners. That's part of the reason why I think I'm going to maybe make some changes. Get rid of Galarian Mime. Might get rid of Kamala. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing. But Kamala's a nice spinner just because it can't be toxic by T-Spikes. Since Sleep is the only status that can be afflicted on it, it does have the ability to run Choice Band Sleep Talk and run like 3. It can change its moves and be banded on 3 different moves. Yeah, Kamala's really, because of its ability, it's basically asleep already, so Sleep Talk is able to be used without rest. So, really, really cool. Mon, really excited to see it. Again, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, the bottom end of this team, basically after the Swallow pick, this team makes me a little nervous, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying a lot of new Mons. I'm trying a lot of new types of things with this team that I normally don't. I could have very easily just leaned into my crutches and drafted a bunch of Mons that I'm used to and comfortable with to start Gen 8 and probably do fairly well with it. Versus this, where I don't have, like, between APA and this, I don't expect playoffs in either one of them. That's just my pessimistic outlook, but we're going to try for it. So, but yeah, that's going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I know, I have a major fighting problem. I have a major ground problem. I'm looking at my thing right now, and, like, I have 2 fighting resists and 4 Mons that are 4x weak to it. I've got 1 ground resist, or immunity, 1 ground resist, 1 2x effective, and 2 4x effectives. Rock typing is not necessarily a good thing for me. I'm very, very well aware of the shortcomings on this team, but do let me know down below what you guys think of the team. Do you think what you think our record might be for the season? Do you think who you think the kill leader might be? You know, all that good stuff. So just let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out all the links in the description down below. The Discord, the Twitch. We'll be Twitch streaming a lot when I come back from vacation. All that sort of stuff. If you want to pick up merch, that's down there as well. So, all that being said, I'm going to get out of here. See you guys next time.